In this video today, I am going to talk to you about why it is so liberating to grow out your grey hair, and also, probably most importantly, what it can actually do for your self-esteem. Now, obviously, I'm going to focus on grey hair, but I want you to be able to take the tips that I provide you in this video and apply it to something else in your life. So if grey hair isn't your bag, that's okay. I'm not going to judge you. That's fine. But if there is something else that you could apply these lessons to, please do, because you will revolutionize your self-esteem and everything will start falling into place. You'll be connecting with yourself. You'll be leading from your authentic place. And honestly, more than anything, you are going to feel bloody good. I have a client, and you wouldn't think that she is someone who needs confidence boosting or self-esteem boosting. She's a surgeon, right? Full-on type A surgeon. She saves lives for a living. Now, I think she's an incredible human being, right? I rate anyone in the medical profession because of what they do. And she is the most fun client to work with. She's really funny. She's very open about her insecurities, and it's ironic because she's very type A, so you'd almost think that she'd be uncomfortable to talk about anything that she wasn't like good at. But actually she's just really open. She's like, I can save a life, but I can't be confident when I need to be. And I thought this was fascinating, and I love a challenge, right? When I'm working with clients, I do love a challenge. So I said to her, what are you talking about exactly? She said, well, when I'm in the theatre, I'm obviously confident enough to know what I'm doing in there, but I feel really judged by everybody else in the room. So I was like, okay, fine. So we unpicked that. Then when I started to grow my hair a few years ago, she was fascinated by the fact that I had decided to do it. And I really didn't feel that it was a big deal. It was just a choice that I'd made because we were in the pandemic, and honestly, it was just, I had to dye my hair every 3 or 4 weeks. It was ridiculous. I thought, this is unsustainable. I need something different, you know. And I considered growing it, spoke to my husband, and he was all for it, because I was really worried that I was going to look super old if I did grow my grey. He was like, no, it's going to look amazing. Just do it. So I thought, fine. And what's the worst that could happen? I colour it again, you know, so why not? Give it a go. And obviously I've been doing it. I'm 2 years in now, and I'm literally an inch away from complete grey hair. Great. But she had been on that journey with me of growing my grey hair. So whilst we were working on her confidence at work, she was admiring my confidence in growing out my grey hair. And every session she'd be like, has anything changed for you yet? Has anything changed for you? Do people perceive you differently? And I'd share the feedback with her, because there were moments in the journey where some people were like, oh my God, it's so amazing that you're growing your grey. And there were other parts of the journey where people were like, why are you growing your grey hair? You look old. Because people are that nice. So I would share that with her, and she's like, and how are you taking that judgment? And I said, well, I guess I've got to a point in my life where I've had so much ridicule and judgment, I can't take it on anymore. I've got more important things to think about, to worry about, to pay attention to, that their judgment, I really know that it's a reflection of what they're not doing with their lives. So I'm okay for them to judge me, but it's still just an annoying comment that probably doesn't need to be said, but fine, people say what they want to say. Anyway, she was fascinated, right? I found this mind-blowing myself, because as a surgeon, I was just fascinated every session that we had about what she was going to talk about, and I was just here for all of her stories. And then she said to me, what if I grew my grey hair? And I was like, go for it. She said, yeah, because it could be quite interesting that when I'm in the theatre and I've got my cap on, I don't know what the name is for it, but when she's wearing her cap, underneath it, she'll be growing out her grey hair. And she was blonde, so it wouldn't really be that noticeable. And she said, I could sort of like put it on and no one would know in the room. And I bet it would make me feel really good. I mean, obviously as a coach, I'm loving this. I'm loving that she has found a way to apply something so simple that I've taken on as part of my liberation to actually apply that to her own challenges at work. Excellent. So I was sitting there enthralled. I was like, oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? This is fascinating. And I don't know about you, but have you watched Grey's Anatomy? I don't know which season it is. It's probably a good couple of seasons ago, but there is a moment in the theatre room that one of the doctors, I can't remember her name, but one of the doctors in the theatre room, she's a neurosurgeon, she does this superhero pose, like puffs out her chest, and everybody has to do this superhero pose before they start operating. And I loved that. I just loved the analogy, because she was obviously puff out your chest, make yourself taller, you know, remind yourself of what you're doing and all your capabilities. So I thought it was brilliant, and I used it with certain clients. And I spoke to my surgeon client about this, and I thought, you know, it probably sounds so silly to her. And she said, that's exactly what I'm thinking when it comes to growing my grey hair, because it'll be my secret, my little symbolic thing that I'm doing to remind myself to be confident in these surgeries, not worry about what everybody else in the room is thinking, knowing that I've got this little secret that is actually empowering me under my cap. And I thought, well, who are you? Like, I love a transformation with the client. Absolutely love it. And that's exactly what she has been doing for the past year or so. And her hair is growing out very nicely. She's really enjoying the process of growing it. She's loving the fact that she gets to hide it under her cap and no one knows what's happening. But it's become her superhero moment. It's boosting her self-esteem on a daily basis. She's even wearing different caps now and gets excited about choosing different caps on purpose. And each cap now represents a different mood of her self-esteem and confidence. And honestly, it was never something that I would have thought would have resonated with her. Like I say, we were talking about confidence building and other people's judgments initially when we started working together. And my own grey journey made her feel like she could apply something similar into her own life. And I can tell you this, ever since I've grown my grey hair, I have felt like I have stepped more and more into myself. It's like stripping away the hair colour has literally stripped away all the person that I was for other people, all the judgment, all the old stories of my past, everything. It just feels like everything has been stripped back, and that feels super liberating. I'm still working on it because it's new hair, so it's trying to figure out how it works and cutting it right and styling it right. But apart from that, and that to be honest is exciting, it's fun, right? It's the fun stuff, it's buying hair products, like I'm here for it all. But honestly, there is this liberation that I feel that I can't quite articulate, apart from it meaning that I feel as if I'm physically stepping into my true self. I started going grey when I was 18. And as an 18-year-old, I just dyed my hair different colours, purples and reds, and just really had fun with my hair all these years until it started getting serious. And I was like in a constant fight with the roots. But now it feels liberating in a way to say, I know who I am, I'm comfortable with who I am, I'm okay with the mistakes that I've made in the past because I can only improve myself moving forward, right? I can't go back and change it. So all I can do is make sure that I do my very best in the present, in the future. And as a result, I'm calmer, I feel more in control. And I think that those attributes were really what my client, the surgeon, was feeling from me in our sessions. She said to me, this is where I thought there was a major shift, because I didn't think my hair was affecting anybody's life, right? It was just something I was doing. I know some people were inspired by it, but it wasn't really making anyone's life change apart from hers. She actually said to me that our sessions started to shift. She noticed that I became a lot calmer in session and more confident, literally, as my hair started to grow more grey. And I had to reflect, and I reflected, and I was actually amazed. And I thought, yeah, you're actually right. I am doing that. And I noticed it in my friendship circles when I was going out or when I was with family. I noticed that my demeanor was different. It was much more chill. I used to be very highly strung, but it was much more chill. So if you take anything from this video, I honestly want it to be that the thing that you are frightened of being judged by, just do it. Just do it. What's the worst that could happen? It doesn't work out? It's fine. Nothing else is going to happen. You're not going to get hurt. No one else is going to get hurt. Just go for it. Just do it. It's your life alone. Nobody else's. You have to be in your skin. You have to live your life day to day. Just be brave and do it, because it is going to be the most liberating feeling and the most liberating thing you can do yourself. It's going to boost your self-esteem, boost your confidence, and that is going to spill over into all other areas of your life. It's such a win-win. Even if you do it and you fail, you still did it. You still get to feel those feelings and bank them in your feeling box inside to say that, yeah, I can do what I set my mind to. So go ahead and do it. And thank you so much for watching. I shall see you next time.